just taking this time to let your day go and just tune into your body, see what's there. Starting to find that breath that has a longer exhalation, breath that encourages deeper relaxation, deeper grounding, and deeper presence. See the energy of the body from the head to the toes, just doing a slow scan to see where you might be holding tension. And at the same time, acknowledging the areas that aren't taking up your attention, that feel good, that feel relaxed. And taking 5 more deep breaths here. If you need to change the position of your legs or your arms, feel free to do that now. And then on your next inhale, reaching your arms past your crown towards the door and extending your legs out, stretching into equal and opposite directions. And on an exhale, start to sweep your arms down and peel your head off your bolster, your shoulders, eventually your whole spine until you're in a seated position. Bending your knees generously to find a neutral spine. Take your hands below your knees and just cat-cow through your spine a little bit. Spinal extension and spinal flexion. Inhaling as you open up the front of your lungs. Exhaling, releasing your back as you tuck your tailbone, chin to chest. A couple more rounds just like that. And then finding that neutral spine, crossing the legs in a position that's comfortable. And then we'll actually bring the hands to the heart center. Take a moment if you'd like to set an intention for your practice. And releasing any attachments or expectations. As you release your hands to your knees, start to circle your spine around, just moving the spine in a circular motion and just noticing when you move around, like what parts of your bodies might feel tense, pausing and breathing there, and then continuing on with that circle. Once you come back to the extension of the spine, then start to circle the opposite direction. As you're moving, notice that shifting of your hips, the connection of your sits bones into the earth. Finishing that circle. And then bringing your feet together, Baddha Konasana pose. You're just shaking out the legs a little bit. encouraging the hips to release. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms up like you're trying to touch the top of the mountain. And exhale, bow forward. Just going as far forward as feels good in your body, nothing forced. And on your next inhale, walking your hands back, using your hands to help bring the legs together. Once again, sweeping the arms to the sky. And then exhale, pretending that you're painting the mountain in front of you with your hands and just bow over your legs. If you want a more open stretch for your hamstrings, you can walk your feet away a little bit more. Inhale, sliding your hands up to the tops of your knees, sitting up nice and tall. Place your hands on either side of your hips, kind of behind you, and lift up to a little tabletop. You can lift your hips as high as feels good for your body. Maybe wiggle around, shake the hips out. And then as you come down, scoot your hips over to the left a little bit, and then you'll bring your knees to the right. Okay. And so we're going to do a little twist here. So I'll show you a couple options. So you can lie on your side like this. You can take your sternum right on top, have the head in either direction, whatever feels good for your neck. We're actually going to time this for 3 minutes. So getting as comfortable as you can, settling in, checking in with the position of your legs, the position of your arms. Finding a position where you can really soften into the earth and let go. Taking this time to just be the observer of your breath, your body, and the emotions that may rise. Holding the space for your body, mind, heart, spirit to process whatever it needs to process. And then inviting your body, mind, into a deeper state of relaxation. yourself up, unwinding back to center, scooting your hips back to center. We'll take the feet as wide as the yoga mat and just windshield wipe from side to side, creating some movement through the hip joints. And then we'll take the feet out and come into a shorter V shape with the legs. Inhale, reach to sky, and then walk your hands forward until you feel a stretch for your back body. You can always bend your knees more if you're feeling especially tight today. And walking the hands back, starting to scoot the hips over to the right now. And then bend the knees, the legs could be stacked or staggered or something in between that. And then taking the hands on either side of the bolster and lengthening the spine first. If you're going to come onto your sternum or lying on your side here. And then checking in with your neck just to see what feels best. If you're looking one way or the other way. In 3 minutes to take your body into that parasympathetic state where the body can digest, rest, recover, and renew. Visualizing the muscles, connective tissue, softening, releasing any knots, tightness, all the tissues of the body start to release and soften. Start to press your arms into the earth, helping yourself up, unwinding nice and slow. And actually, before you unwind all the way, take your bolster out from under your blanket and your block, and then fix your blanket up so that it's nice and flat. And then we'll make our way into child's pose. And so The big toes touch, knees are wide for the belly. So you can turn this way, yeah, just in case I have other instruction. Sorry, I didn't explain that so well. So you've got this option here, or if you want more of like a puppy's pose here. And just start to melt in. We're not holding this as long as those other twists, but hopefully long enough that you can just focus your attention inward and create some release through your low back. Allowing your belly to distend and just taking those big Buddha breaths to soften through your kidneys. Visualizing your adrenals sitting atop the kidneys, just melting like ice cream cones on a hot summer day. And on your next inhale, coming to your forearms, walking your forearms forward, walking your legs back, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders are a little bit wider. And then soften through the heart space, shoulder blades kind of drift together on your back. And then moving the head in flexion and extension. If you need a little bit of pressure into your forearms, that's fine too. And allowing the head to down roll side to side. And if you want to try full circles, you can do that. Going 2-3 times in one direction and then a couple times in the opposite direction. And then push through your forearms, neck is neutral, and just drawing the heart through, creating just a gentle back bend. And then exhale, taking the elbows wide, and stack your hands and just allow your head to rest on your hands here for a couple breaths. Inhale, lift your head, walk your hands as wide as your shoulders, and a little bit forward here. Taking a spinal extension cobra. And then exhale, other side. So you can stack your hands or just move your hands out of the way and other ear down. Press into your hands, inhale, lift up one more cobra. And exhale, send your right arm directly to the side of the room, to the mirror, yep. And then you're rolling to your side. So if you want, you could use your block as a pillow, or you could just rest the head down and then just rolling into a place that feels good for that shoulder and your chest. So I like to stack the legs. You can lift, if you need more, you can lift that top leg up. So that's up to you. And just moving around a little bit until you find what works for you today. Shorter hold, about 2 minutes. You can always use your bolster as a pillow or block. You're going to let the head just kind of drift to the earth, whatever feels comfortable for your neck, so that you can really just focus on the anterior delt and pec muscles. minute, checking in. If this feels great, awesome. Stay here. If you need to adjust a little, making those necessary adjustments. And starting to unwind nice and slow. And then taking your arms by your sides, palms up, and left ear down. So just let your shoulders kind of relax forward. And slide your hands forward. So the tops of your hands slide forward, and you're, let's see, this is extension. You're flexing the wrists here and wiggling your fingers. And then flipping your hands and coming back to stack hands, forehead on the hands. Bend your knees and windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Massaging the quadriceps. And then release the legs. Extend your left arm directly to the side to the pool, and then pushing into your right hand to roll over to the other side, bending the knees. Just breathing into that space between your anterior deltoids and your pectoralis muscles. So feeling the shoulder blade on the left side integrate deeper onto your back, or adduct, or retract. Halfway there, checking in if you need to adjust anything, change your position, maybe just soften, deepen your breath, and just allow your body to be pulled more deeply into the earth. Beginning to unwind nice and slow. And then taking one more child's pose. So lots of different versions. Knees closed, arms to the sides, knees wide, arms extended, or hands down. Or puppies pose with the hips high and arms extended past the crown. Just taking about 5 more breaths here. Slowly helping yourself up to all fours. We'll cat-cow for a moment here, or laterally flex the spine or circle the spine around, just moving in a way that feels good for your back. And finding that neutral spine, extend your right leg back, cross your right leg to the left, toes are tucked, and then look over your left shoulder. Allow your right shoulder to come forward and your hips to kind of dip over to the right. IT down stretch, abductor stretch. Inhale, sweep the horizon with your toes and send your foot directly to the side. Yep. Push through the pinky toe edge and slowly come down until you feel a stretch. And you can always use props here. If you don't want to come all the way down to your forearms on the floor, you can use your bolster. Once you're there, if you're feeling any pain in your knee, contract your quads, push through the pinky toe edge. You can move the pelvis around a little bit to create and encourage more release and expansion through your adductor muscles. And taking 3 more breaths, softening in the shoulders, the jaw, the face, the eyes. Walking up to the hands, starting to bend that right knee, set it back to starting position and just pause. Feel the body supported with the limbs. Feel the core strong and steady as you send that left leg back this time and cross over to the right. I take that stretch. Anchoring your toes to the earth and then allowing a little lateral flexion to the right. So the left side of the body lengthens as the right side contracts. Inhale, creating that long lengthened spine as you send the toes over to the side, pushing through that pinky toe edge, using your bolster if you need it, and slowly lowering down. Just to explore the different areas of the adductors, you can move your pelvis in that anterior and posterior tilt, and that's going to access different areas of the adductors and encourage that deeper release. Starting to walk up to the hands, bend the left knee and walk your knees forward, swing your legs around and then bring your legs out in front. Your bolster is going to be out in front of you as well, and we'll use that for some poses here. I'm not sure if we'll use the block, but bring it to your side just in case. So let's start by having the legs over the bolster and just pause for a moment. Just notice how it feels to transition onto your back. We'll go into a hip opener now. Lots of different versions, gentle versions, more intense options. So the most gentle version I found is taking your right foot to the inside of your left knee and relaxing that right leg down. That's great. If you want something a little deeper, you can cross that right ankle over your left thigh and put your left foot on the bolster. And you can also reach through the window here. And there's always pigeon pose, traditional pigeon pose. Finding a pose that works for you as you hold this for a good 3 minutes, giving the hip enough time to release tension. Just releasing that piriformis muscle and the gluteal muscles. Come back to the breath. And noticing how much you can pull in the oxygen, and then how long you can lengthen out the exhale, slowing it down. Slowly begin to extend that right leg and reach your arms overhead. Push your legs into your bolster. Lift your hips up and stretch into equal and opposite directions. And then exhale, slowly set your hips back down. And then taking a hip opener of choice for that left side. So again, the easiest version, left foot to the inside of the right knee. Options for more, crossing the left leg over, the left ankle over the right thigh, foot on the bolster. And then reaching through the window is an option as well. You can go through a series of all of those if you'd like, or just settling into that more yin, restful Easiest option. Taking the hands wherever feels comfortable. You can have your arms to your sides or hands to your belly, and just spend this time working on refining the breath to create deeper relaxation. Slowly begin to straighten out your left leg, reaching overhead, pushing the legs into the bolster, lifting the hips, stretching long, setting the hips back down, and then bending one knee at a time, circling the knees around, holding the knees, massaging the sacrum and the low back, and then going the other way. Allowing the knees to drop over to the left, extend your arms in a T or goalpost arms, and then you can extend your right leg for an IT band stretch. You can even take your left hand, kind of rub up and down the leg if you want, just encouraging some deeper relaxation through the abductors and through that iliotibial band. And if you're not feeling this stretch, sometimes you have to scoot your hips over to the right a little more first, and then take the knees to the left. Right leg is straight, start to bend the knee and unwind the legs. Take both feet on top of the bolster, hips are back to center, and lift yourself up into a bridge. Push through the feet, push through the back of your head, push into your shoulders, and a little wiggle of the hips, releasing your glutes and your low back. And then roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you know you want your hips over to the left a little more, you can roll down and set them off to the left. And then knees to the right, arms to a T or goalpost arms. And then extending that left leg if you want a T-bound stretch. If you don't, you can just keep the knees bent for a spinal twist. Begin to bend that left knee, unwind the legs, scoot your hips back to center, and then we'll tuck into a tight ball here. So bring your knees in, lift your head, tuck in. You can roll around like an Easter egg, just massaging your back. And then happy baby's pose. You're grabbing your lower legs or your feet, and you're just rocking around like happy baby. Preparing for our final relaxation pose. And so you can go to that position that we did when we first laid down. So the knees on top, the knees pointing up, the backs of the knees supported by the bolster, and then arms to your side. So you can take your, one hand to heart, one hand to belly, or both hands to belly, or both hands to heart. Just wherever you feel inspired to move, going there. And just taking this time to completely and fully relax. Saviturvariniam Argo Devasya Dimahi Dio Yona Prachodaya. Connecting to that part of you that is still expansive and quiet. And as you continue on with your day, keeping the awareness of that stillness within, and allowing that stillness to inspire your words, your actions, your deeds. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, shaking the shoulders a little, shimmy the hips, and take your time rolling over to your left side. You can just kind of push the bolster away from you. Make a pillow your arms, bend your knees, and pause in nurturing pose, fetal pose, for a few more breaths. And keeping your eyes closed as you press your arms into the earth, coming to a seated position and bringing the hands in Anjali Mudra. The thumbs press against the sternum, bowing the head, and just taking a moment to be the humble servant of your own heart. Letting your heart really inform where you're moving forward from here. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for being here and enjoying the space with me.
So perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. The sun setting and kissing the ground.
Tonight was when I was laying down, there's the moon.
Oh.
Half moon.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be full on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh yeah. It was perfect.
Good.
Put me to sleep.
Yeah. That
It's
was,
the best.
I do this class a little bit more slow and,
Yeah.
just relaxing because it's evening. If
Yeah.
it was like 10, I might be a little more
Afternoon.
active.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you guys are going to bed like in 2 hours.
Soonish. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
The restorative space. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome, of course. And I'll clean up so you're good to go. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.